Hey guys, it's your girl Olive. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for the subscribers, for the love. I appreciate you guys and I love you guys. I'm gonna be sharing today. I'm gonna be talking about Purpose Driven. I've been reading this book, Purpose Driven. It's by Rick Warren, and it's really such an amazing book, guys. If you're at a place where you're wondering what to do next, you're wondering like you've been just moving from one thing to another, you've been moving from one point to another, one job to another, one relationship to another, one house to another. Like if you're at that point in life and you're looking for something to like guide you, something to like tell you what to do next, this book is actually the best, guys. It's actually the best. It you just like take a moment, pause and read, and find yourself, guys. And so far I'm in chapter 3, and chapter 1 was mind-blowing, guys. It's a 40-day, you're supposed to read for like 40 days. Chapter 1 was mind-blowing because it was talking about chapter 1 was talking about, let me see, I forgot. Chapter 1 was saying it all starts with God, and it's true, it all starts with your creator. And then chapter 2 was saying you're not an accident. Yes, guys, God knew who you were before you were born. And the one that I'm gonna talk about the most is chapter 3. It was mind-blowing, guys. I was reading it and I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I needed to hear, guys. And chapter 3 says what drives your life. And for me, when I read the topic, I instantly knew what drives my life, what makes me wake up every day, guys. It's the fact that I fear poverty, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I fear poverty, guys. The thought of being poor makes me wake up every day, makes me like just get out of bed. And I actually wrote that down. The first question was, what is the driving force in your life? And I wrote, for myself, I wrote fear of poverty. And then I wrote not breaking generation curses, just living the same life my parents, my grandparents, the people before me lived. For me that's really a driving force. And another thing I wrote was stagnation, just being in the same place. Like I don't see a difference between last year and this year. I'm just like in the same place mentally, in the same place financially. For me, that's really a driving force and one of the things I fear the most. And another thing is, right now I don't have any kids, and one of my fear is like bringing kids to live the same life I lived, or maybe worse than what I lived. uh that's really a fear for me. And I forgot to write being unhappy, guys. I'm so scared of being unhappy, like just being miserable, guys. That's scary, guys. That's scary for me. And for me, being unhappy is also like a driving force. I wake up every day and try to be happy and try to live a fulfilled life. And then as I was going deeper, the writer was saying, it's Rick Warren. Rick Warren wrote the book. It's funny that I don't read. I just came across this book and I'm like, right now I'm at home most of the time, so I have so much free time. And I'm like, let me just start doing something. Let me read a book, let me work out, let me do this, do that. So I came across this book as I was thinking of what to do next, and it's a nice book, guys. And he was saying what drives many people, one of the things that drives people is guilt, guys. And he was saying people spend their entire lives running and regretting from the things that they've done in the past. And guilt driven people Greed-driven people are manipulated by memories. They allow their past to control their future. They often unconsciously punish themselves by sabotaging their, is it sabotage? I'm not sabotaging. Depends on the teacher, guys. For me, it's sabotaging. It's sabotaging their own excess. And it gives an example of when Cain killed his brother Abel in the Bible. He kept running from God's presence, and as a result, God made him a wanderer on the earth. That's really like a bad life, guys. You just moving from one point to another without purpose, without anything, because you're running away from guilt, you're running away from shame, you're running away from the things that you did in your past. And it says like we are products of our past, but we're not prisoners of it. And for me, as I first read, as I was reading this chapter and it said guilt, I'm like, no, that's I immediately was like, no, that's not what drives me. That I don't relate to that completely. But then the more I continue reading it, especially that part where like running from God, for me, like when I do something bad, against like something that I'm not supposed to be doing, for me, I also run. I prefer like numbing and hiding and running away from things rather than facing it. And as I was reading this book, I came to realize like I'm running away from guilt. It's guilt that making me run. It's the guilt of the things that I've done. Rather than facing it, I prefer running away. But then here he's saying that we are products of our past, but you're not prisoners of it. Like our past are what is what that has made me, or my past is what that has made me to be who I am, to think the way I am, the way I'm thinking today. But I'm not prisoners of it. I'm not a prisoner of it. And God's purpose for my life is not limited by my past. God does not check my past to like say, oh, she did this, she did that, oh, let me do this, let me do that. God's purpose for my life is not limited by my past. In fact, when you look back in the Bible, like God turned Moses, a murderer, into a leader. He turned Gideon, a coward, into a courageous person. So God specializes in giving people a fresh start, and your guilt shouldn't, your past, the things that you've done, shouldn't be a driving force. You shouldn't keep running. Just accept that you've committed that sin. Wait on God's judgment and mercy afterwards, and we move on. And and then another thing, one of the things, I'm just gonna highlight one of the things that really like captured my attention. And he talked about many things, and one of the other things that he talked about, purpose driven by resentment and anger. I don't think I'm driven by resentment and anger, guys, but I don't know about you guys, because some of us, like, we wanna like prove to people, oh, you did this to me, I'm gonna show you this and this, you did this to me, watch and see, you said this about me, watch and see. It's not really a good drive, guys, when you think about it. Actually, you being driven by bitterness is really bad, and anger, because you become a bitter person. You're not fulfilled, guys. At the end of it all, you're not fulfilled, because okay, she did this to me, okay, I've managed to show her that it's not like that, it's like this, and then what's next, guys? So it's not really like a good driving force. We should like work on letting go. It's hard, guys. We're gonna be talking about that more in another video. And another thing was, many people are driven by fear. And hey, that's true. Like majority of us are driven by fear. Like fear is a result of traumatic experience, unrealistic expectation, growing up in a high control home, or even genetic predisposition. Regardless of the cause of fear, driven people often miss great opportunities because they are afraid to venture out. Guys, I'm one of the people that are driven by fear, guys. I'm so scared sometimes of trying, but as we said, like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, that's our new motto. Fear is a self-imposed prison, guys, and we should work. That's a journey that you have to go by yourself, on your own, and with your God, to like work on your fears and the reason of why you're afraid. What did people do in your past to make you like be like that? Learn on letting go and like working on. And the biggest prize and possession you can have, guys, as I'm learning this, as I'm going on with life, guys, is that you need to like take a moment and work on yourself. Nothing can break you. When you went to a silent place, when you allowed yourself to be alone to work on yourself, nothing can break you. Because, guys, I went through hell on my own, guys. You can't break me. I know how to be by myself. I know how to live on my own. I know how to cry and vent on my own, guys. You can't break me. So you should go and work on that, guys. And one of the other things was, people are driven by materialism. But you want this, once you buy this, you want this, once you buy this, you want that. And God says the most valuable things in life are not things, and you should focus on building a relationship with him. And that didn't Another thing that really caught my attention was people are driven by the need of approval. Guys, we all are. When you think about it, we all are. We all are, not we all are. We all are. We want to prove to our parents. We want to make our parents proud. We want to make show people, yeah, we did this, we can do that with that girl. I'm a bad bitch. I'm that, I'm this, I can do this, I'm cool. Like, we want to prove so much to people, and the only person that we need approval from, like, why do we want to prove ourselves to people that are human beings? They have weaknesses, they have insecurities, they have their own struggles. Like, why do you want to prove ourselves to human beings, guys? And I'm working on that as well. I'm working to know that God is the only person that I need approval from, because he's not human, he's my creator. I need approval only from my creator. Even sometimes we tied down by our parents wanting to prove to them, wanting to live how they want us to live, but it's not really the right way. And this year actually took a break from that. I wanted to be a little bit selfish, because I've been living so much for people and by people's rules, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna keep doing that. I want to like take a moment, pause, and think about my life, think about who I am as a person, outside work, outside family, outside friendship, and find myself as a person. And I realized that I'm driven so much by the need of approval. And then we go further into saying, he says the benefit of living a driven purpose life. Like, one of the benefits is that your purpose, knowing your purpose gives meaning to your life, guys. We were meant to have meaning. This is why people try Du Bois methods like astrology or psychics to discover what is the meaning of life. Guys, a minute. And then he gives a story about a young man in his 20s who wrote, I feel like a failure because I'm struggling to become something. I do not know. All I know to do is to get by some days. If I discover my purpose, I'll feel I'm beginning to live. And then it says that without God, life has no purpose, and without purpose, life has no meaning. Without meaning, life has no significance or hope. And then like it says, like, we go about life moving from relationship, and I actually realized that's so me, moving from jobs. The more I can work for a year and get bored, and then start looking for another job, and then finish looking for another job, get another job. Now, like, I'm moving from one point to another. I want to keep moving. I want to like keep doing things, and just to fill up that space, guys. And I took a moment to realize, like, I even like right now I told God, make sure the next job that I'm getting is the job that I'm gonna work for the next 5-10 years. The next relationship that I'm getting into is a relationship that I'm gonna be in for the next for the rest of my life, guys. It's the relationship that is gonna lead to marriage, because I got so tired from moving from one point to another, from jumping from this to this, doing that. I don't even have an hobby. Like, I just keep doing everything, touching everything, and at the end of the day it just leads to exhaustion, guys. So I'm gonna be continuing reading this book. So far it's mind-blowing, guys. It's mind-blowing. And then I'm already hooked to it. I'm gonna be sharing some of the mind-blowing things that I learned, and for today it was that. But let me share another something that really caught my attention about this. Knowing your purpose. What was that? I wrote it over here. Let me see. Where is it? Simplifies your life. Knowing your purpose simplifies your life. How does it simplify your life? It defines what you do and what you don't do. Your purpose becomes the standard you use to evaluate which activities are essential and which are not. You simply ask, does this activity help fulfill my life? And is it like something that is pleasing in God's eyes? Without clear purpose, you have no foundation of which base decision on where to base your decision. allocate your time and use your resources. And I was like, yeah, I've reached a point in my life where like I just can't be everywhere and anywhere. I just can't be friends to everybody and anybody, because I know clearly what works for me. I know clearly the people that works for me. I know clearly what I need and what I don't need. And one of the things with knowing your purpose is knowing what your strength and your weaknesses. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thank you, guys. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Thank you, guys.